This is easily the most confusing new formation we have ever seen come to Rise of Kingdoms. So today we're going to talk about the new pincer formation coming soon to the game in literally 6 days or less by the time I post this video, and we're going to go over everything in the Easter invitation update that was revealed yesterday. And I'm a day late because I just got back from vacation. My flight was actually canceled, and so were all of the other flights to New York for that day, so I had to stay an extra day on vacation, which was, I mean, it was nice, but not in the plans. And so I ended up getting home later than I thought I would, and I've been exhausted, so I'm just now getting to this information. So hopefully you guys can forgive me for being a day late. But before we jump in, of course, what's going on, guys? Cheers. Now, as you guys know, I am a partnered creator with Rise of Kingdoms, which means if you want more Rise of Kingdoms content, drop a thumbs up down below and subscribe to cover breaking news usually when it drops, except for today. I'm a little late, but at least I came home in time for Kingsland, which is tomorrow, so I'm excited for that. Probably by the time you're watching this, I'll be doing that. Anyway, let's jump into the new formation, the pincer formation. It says this user's troop deals 10% more smite damage. So ladies and gentlemen, I feel I kind of feel stupid, right? I kind of feel stupid at this point because like many of you, I've spent a lot of time investing in arch formation armaments for my Liu Che and pairing him with either Alex, Philip, William Wallace, whoever the case might be. Arch formation seemed like the future of infantry, and as somebody who runs 2 infantry armies in the open field, I thought my investment was safe, but it turns out I'm in a weird spot now because listen, we don't know the inscriptions for the new pincer formation at the time of recording this, but here's the thing: if the inscriptions for the pincer formation are as good as I think they will be, and by that I mean the legendary inscriptions and to an extent the rare inscriptions, then it is almost guaranteed that the pincer formation will be the de facto best in slot choice for infantry moving forward. Why do I say this? Well, of course, smite damage scales off of normal damage, which is why everyone thought that it was safe to invest in the arch formation. And by no means is the arch formation dead or bad, but I mean, look, like most of your damage from Liu Che comes from his active skill, right? The white numbers are a bonus. The fact that the white numbers are boosted by the arch formation is nice, but a majority of your damage comes from this active skill right here, right? Everyone knows that. Okay, great. So in the same way that the arch formation can be used for combo commanders such as King Arthur, it now too can be used for smite damage commanders such as Liu Che, as we've always been doing. But if I were a betting man, I would say that the pincer formation will be superior at the higher ends of gameplay when it comes to getting the legendary and rare inscriptions. And why is that? Well, it's pretty clear, because why would they even make a new formation if it's not going to be better than what's already in the game, right? Like, this would actually just be, it would be a waste. Why go through the hassle of designing all the different armaments and implementing all the new inscriptions that are going to come with the pincer formation, right? Like, what would the point be if not to be the replacement for arch formation, right? Now the question is, how much better will it be than arch formation? And again, it's going to be one of those scenarios just like the delta formation, where it will be probably about as good, maybe slightly better than the arch formation if you have some regular inscriptions, but it will probably outshine when you start to get the legendary ones, especially considering that the easiest to get inscription for the arch formation is destructive, and it's not even that game break. It's just, it is what it's a mediocre legendary. Let's be real, it is what it is, right? And that makes this even more frustrating, except for the fact that at the very least they implemented this after they introduced conversion stones. Now, I personally have not used a single conversion stone on my account for a few reasons. First of all, I didn't see a clear reason to use them. It didn't make sense for me to invest in anything. Like, sure, delta is there, but there's not a great delta pairing for King Arthur yet anyway, so why spend them there? Same thing with all the other formations in the game. So the good news is that I haven't used these yet, and the other reason I haven't used them is because they're so expensive, right? Like, they're so rare, they're so hard to come by. We got 10 of these from, I think, achievements, and I think I got one of them from a bundle purchase, and I think the other 6 I got from potentially KVK achievements. I don't remember exactly. My point is, they're really rare to come by, and they are now more important than ever. And so what I would recommend to you guys is wait. I know that is boring and that sucks, but I would wait to use these conversion stones for a couple of things. First of all, wait to see what the legendary inscriptions are for the pincer formation. Second of all, I would wait to see what the next infantry commanders are, right? And I'd be willing to bet that this new formation is evidence of more smite damage commanders for infantry, right? Infantry and ranged commanders are the only commanders in the game that even do smite damage anyway. We have smite damage obviously on Gonzalo de Cordoba and on Gajah. Besides that, it's all infantry, right? We have William Wallace, we have Gorgo, we have Liu Che, we have Scipio Emilianus. I suspect that the next release for infantry will also be smite damage, but I would wait. I would just wait for them to come out, wait for them to be revealed, wait for it to be confirmed, and then we'll know what the case will be moving forward. So all of that to say, again, what's the point of damage such as smite damage and such as combo damage scaling off of normal damage if you will then also go in and add a smite damage bonus or a combo damage bonus, right? Like, what's the actual point of the scaling originally? Like, why not just make it its own separate thing entirely instead of scaling off of normal damage? It seems like it would be easier to balance. I mean, I don't know anything about game production or anything like that, but when you have these new types of damage that all scale off of normal damage, and then in order to keep things balanced, I assume that's why they're doing this, right? I assume the reason that they're trying to keep these things balanced by not just giving normal damage bonuses and giving them a separate bonus as well, for example smite damage here, right? Like, effectively this fourth skill could simply be 20% more normal damage, right? And it would function the same, really it would function better, but they split it in normal damage and smite damage. That way your white numbers aren't super high, right? And the reason I suspect they did that is for game balance purposes, which is fine, right? It's fine. But then the question is, why even scale it off normal damage to begin with, right? Why not just make it its own thing entirely? Because it seems like that's the route we're going down anyway, right? That's the route that we're going down here with the pincer formation, the delta formation, all that, right? So it's very confusing. Pincer formation is very confusing. It's almost like they started to go down the smite damage path and then they realized it was too strong, like scaling off of normal damage was too strong maybe, and so then they had to like backtrack and then like do a 360 and okay, well, combo damage is gonna also scale off it, but we can't make the mistake that we did with smite damage, so we got to make it a separate thing. And then well, okay, well, now combo damage is way stronger than smite damage, so now we have this pincer for me. I don't know. I'm confused. I understand, like, from a game balance perspective, I guess, but anyway, I'm rambling at this point. We don't know the legendary or rare inscriptions at the time of recording this, but I suspect, again, if I were a betting man, this is going to be infantry meta. It is what it is. I'm sorry if you used your conversion stones already, but I mean, if you haven't, save them, because who knows? All right, that is what I have to say about the pincer formation. It is a very interesting release that has me quite confused at why anything ever scales off of normal damage anyway. Okay, with all that being said, let's go over what they said in today's mail, and by today's I mean yesterday's mail for you watching. The Easter invitation is coming on 4/10. Okay, so that is in 1 week, and we will get an Easter event series. We have Esmeralda's Prayer, Esmeralda's Collection, Arms Training Lohar, we have Triarch Trouble, we have Zenith of Power. So I'm excited to see what they've changed the Zenith of Power to. I suspect it will be the same buff, but they will have definitely changed how it looks, so I'm excited to see that. Team Draw is back, which I did discuss in my recent video where I covered all the different ways to get legendary commander sculptures. Team Draw was mentioned there, so that should be exciting. It's been a while since we've had this, so I'm excited to see that. Next, we have Lost Kingdom optimization, Keener Blade, Season of Conquest improvements. When you leave a coalition, your mastery skills will be frozen rather than removed. If you join a coalition that has unlocked elite unit enhancement, your mastery skills will be unfrozen. Okay. Lost Kingdom shop improvements, replaced Eternal Night blueprint fragments with a blueprint fragment choice chest containing either Passes of the War God, Eternal Night, or Ash of the Dawn. That's amazing. That's actually really good. Is this okay? So this must be for all Lost Kingdoms, right? This change was obviously just for Keener Blades, which unfortunately I have not gotten to play yet, but the second should be for all Season of Conquest, which is great. They also replaced Shio's Return for a blueprint choice chest of Shio's Return, Mountain Crushers, or Commander boots. From these choices, like the boots, man, the boots are just not great. They're just not great. I'm sorry, none of them are very good. Honestly, Shio's is probably the best of them, of the three, but it is what it is. The fact that you can get Ash of the Dawn now though from this is amazing for Cav players, so we love that. And this will take place in Lost Kingdoms that begin after 4.11, so they have to start after 4.11. So if you're in a KVK right now and it extends after 4.11, that will not work. They won't change it retroactively. It will be for new Lost Kingdoms opening after this time right here. Okay, event optimization, Trial of Kokarok improvements, adjusted the difficulty options from 5 to 4. So now there's only going to be 4 of the Trial of the Kokarok difficulties, which is interesting because as you can see, hard is not even open yet, and we have Kingsland in less than 24 hours, right? So it's kind of the problem that people have with the Trial of Kokarok. So all right, there's not going to be 5 anymore, there's going to be 4. Adjusted the total levels from 30 to 15. Love that, by the way. It's just a grind every time, and you know, you want to get it done as fast as possible. So I'm happy to see that. Adjusted the opening times for hard and nightmare difficulty. Okay, so hard and nightmare will continue to exist. Okay, so these exist. The hell mode, I suspect, is the one that is going to be going away, which is weird. I mean, hopefully they change the banner of nightmare to be red at least, because I feel like nightmare and easy being the similar color banners is anticlimactic, and I think hell being a red banner just looks cool, but at this point I'm splitting hairs. It doesn't even matter, right? So okay, we're getting rid of hell difficulty, and nightmare and hard are going to be tuned as well, so their opening times will change. So hopefully the hard difficulty will at least open before Kingsland, and ideally a couple of days before Kingsland, because otherwise I don't know what the point is of the final, at this point, final 3, but in the future final 2, if not that. Holy Knight's treasure improvements, added Pendant of Eternal Night to the core rewards of newly launched Holy Knight's treasure events in the Season of Conquest. Okay, that's cool. I don't really know who was using the Pendant of Eternal Night, so I don't think this changes that much, but if you were, then now you've got a new way to get it, which is cool, I guess. Maybe so that way it's easier for people to get blueprints of it if they did have it in the past and they want to talent it and get those iconic upgrades on it. Okay, fine. Custom Arc of Osiris match improvements, increase the coordinator cap for custom lobbies to 5. Nice. Other changes, added a sort by date option and a transmutation counter to the armament recycling interface. Thank you so much. This is very nice. I hate when I get an armament and I accidentally don't recycle it, and then I have to go in and find it, and then I'm like, oh my god, I have 400 other armaments here, which one was it? And then you have to like scroll through and look for the new one, and then you click recycle, and then it opens up a new window, and it doesn't automatically select the one that you hit recycle on, so you have to go scroll back and look for it again, and it's like, oh my god, forget it, I'm not even gonna do it, right? So this is very exciting. I'm happy to see this. It's just a quality of life thing, makes it easier to get rid of the more recent things that you don't care about, or the old stuff that you definitely don't care about. Added new commander strategies and fixed a bug where some commanders could not be selected. Okay, that's good. I've never looked at the commander strategies, but this is going to be very good for new players who need this type of information. Added a check for updates button to the settings page. Okay, I guess that's good. I mean, that's good. It's just interesting that that's required. Added a claim all button for alliance gifts. For rare gifts, you can only claim up to 10 gifts at a time with this button. So okay, there is already a claim all, right? It's right here. So them saying that they added it is for rare, but it's not claim all. If you only get 10 at a time, then you're not claiming all, right? You're claiming 10. So unless the claim all button will claim all, it'll claim all your normals and 10 rares, and it will open all your treasures, right? Maybe that's it. Either way, huge improvement, right? Huge. Like, it's so funny that this is such a big improvement, but thank you, Lilith, for doing this, because Jesus, I know this is a whale problem, but like, it is so annoying having to click through that, especially, yo, have you ever tried doing it? Like, I noticed this when I was traveling. If you have bad Wi-Fi or a bad service, right? It's so slow. It's like 4 seconds in between each redeem, and you got 70 more to go. It's like, brother, well problems, am I right? Like, bro, I'm sitting there hitting the button for 4 minutes. Like, Jesus Christ, why? So okay, this is a nice middle ground, I guess. Again, at this point, I just don't see why we don't just claim all, right? Like, I don't know why we're not, but 10 is better than 1, so I'll take it. I'm happy about that. Thank you, Lilith, for doing this. Added cooldown time to the description of the Inesh legendary description for the triple line armament volumes of Constantine. Has no effect on the actual effect of the inscription. So what they're saying is that there was a cooldown, we didn't know about it. Now they're telling us about it, so it functions the same, but now we know. Good to know. But great news, nobody really used this formation anyway, so I don't think anyone noticed. But regardless, that is a change that is coming. Fixed a bug where the crazed rare inscription for the wedge armament epics of Olympia could be triggered by true damage. Oh, interesting. Okay, so apparently if you dealt true damage, you would gain 35 rage. Is that really a bug? I mean, I don't know. Is true damage not direct damage? I guess it's not. It doesn't say direct damage anywhere for Shajar or for Choi Young. So okay, man, true damage is a mess. I'm sorry, it's just a mess. It's not affected by attacking troops attack attribute, except it is, because it's affected by the troops attack, but also we ignore their defense but not the health. Oh god. And it's not direct damage too. Anyway, I don't know what's going on with true damage, but regardless, it can't trigger crazed anymore. So I don't know who was using them together, but that bug is now patched, and so there you go. So anyway, this is a pretty small update, to be honest with you guys. I don't think this is like anything crazy, just a couple of new, holiday events, which is nice. Optimizations, these are great improvements. Choice chests are always better than a single blueprint choice here. Kokorok changes are ideally going to be good, which we're happy about, and again, some other quality of life updates. So all in all, small update. I'm happy with everything that's in here. There's nothing crazy here. It's just a pretty standard update, I would say. It's one of the smaller updates recently. I would say the new formation is a little bit more interesting than the entirety of that update, but let me know what you guys think about the new pincer formation. Again, my prediction is this is infantry meta, so save your conversion stones, confirm that the next infantry are in fact smite damage, because at this point, who knows? I think Ragnar was probably just like a one-off skill damage thing. I don't know if that's going to keep happening, so I suspect we'll see more smite damage for infantry, and if so, this will be where you're going to use those conversion stones, most likely for infantry, and we'll have to see just how much better it is, right? If it's like combo where you need the legendaries, then maybe you don't even really need this at first, right? You just eventually get the legendary stuff and convert it over. I don't know, but let me know what you think about pincer formation in the comment section below. While you're down there, drop a thumbs up on the video. It really helps out the channel a ton. It helps get this video out into the YouTube algorithm so other Rise of Kingdoms players might see it, and subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and click the bell to be notified the next time that I upload a Rise of Kingdoms video. And with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been Omniarch. I will talk to you guys again soon. Peace.